I just recently had a Q&A, and I'm going to be showing you guys everything that was said and shown in the Q&A. So if you weren't there, then watch this video. I want to give credit to Schmoop Jr. because I wasn't in the Q&A either, and he recorded this Q&A. So thank you to Schmoop Jr. And yeah, credits to him. But I'm gonna quit talking because the Q&A is a bit long. So yeah.
All right. Well, it's been a second. I've been all over the world lately. So went to GDC for a while and a bunch of other stuff. So sorry that I haven't been here, but it's been really fun to watch like March Magnus, and I've been following everyone on YouTube and obviously still keeping up with it remotely. But yeah, missed these Q&As. So excited to be back. I have some fun stuff to share today and bunch of questions that you guys have submitted that Tara's going to help me out with. But yeah, I think we can probably get cranking today. Should I start by sharing stuff, Tara? I don't know if you or if if either of you guys have anything fun to share.
No, you go right ahead, and whenever you're ready, we can jump into the questions. I got all that.
Oh, I did want to say, I know that we have this new Meta Horizon Plus bundle going. So it was something we decided on way back in November, and we've been working with Meta and collaborating with them to get it into the game. As some of you may be aware, they had a bunch of layoffs and stuff, and it threw things off. It was supposed to come out several months ago. I think the original plan was actually January, and then we did push it to February, and then that got pushed to April. But something that we didn't realize when we signed up, and I understand why they're doing it this way, but about 1 in 5 people don't get the free version of it with the Meta Horizon Plus. You have to just buy the bundle. So that's how it's working right now. There's 80% of players gain access through Meta Horizon Plus, but it's because it's a test. They've never done this with any other free-to-play game, and they wanted UG to be the first one to do it. And so we didn't realize back in November that this would be an A/B test, is what they call it, where they have 80% of the group has a certain version of the bundle available and 20% don't. So I'm really sorry that for some of you don't have access to that. Probably if quite a few of you on this call, at least 100 of you probably on this meeting don't have access to that. So I just wanted to say sorry for the confusion. We're going to do everything we can to change that moving forward, either to rotate the groups, or I'm not sure what they'll allow. It's really out of our hands. So if any of you do want to potentially request the bundle for free, I would recommend going to Meta support. They said that they can help certain people along, but unfortunately, there's really just nothing that we can do on our end. So yeah, just want to clarify that with you guys, and sorry about that. Yeah, anything else you wanted to add to that, Tara or Kyle? Yum.
Also, just put in a support ticket with us as well, because we're trying to track how many people have issues. If you do have issues with purchasing it, or if you have Meta Horizon Plus and you're not able to get it, and you're having some sort of issue, just put in a support ticket with us, just so we can address it and let Meta know.
Yeah, we actually don't even know who has access and doesn't, so there's really not much we can do on our end. It's really on their end that they're handling all of that, who gains access and everything. They just tell us whether or not to give you the bundle, but we don't know if it's because you were a member or you signed up for the free trial or if you paid for it. They just say they're eligible to get it. So anyways, enough of that. Hopefully you guys are having fun. We got new daily challenges with even more nugs that you can get. So we want to make sure you guys get enough nugs. The Meta Horizon Plus thing was also meant to give people more nugs. We're going to be opening up Stonehenge here soon with all 3 mini games. I think that'll be coming in the next couple weeks. So we do want to make sure you guys are getting enough nugs to enjoy the game, so you don't always have to feel like you have to buy nugs to get the stuff in the game. But March Magnus, it's been a blast. I feel like we've had a really, really fun month, and I've really enjoyed hopping in and playing with you guys. But enough from me on that stuff. Let me show you some cool things. Sometimes I'm worried about sharing all this with you guys, but just keep in mind that anything I show you isn't 100% going to make it into the game, but I'm happy to overshare and then just don't hold us to it if it doesn't make it. So, tell me, can you guys see that?
I can see it.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to share this with you guys so you kind of knew what the Cryolophosuchus looks like when we're in the design phase. So this is what it looked like a while ago. So this isn't anything new, but I just thought this would be fun to share. This, however, is new. This is we're making a new dinosaur that is inspired by one of my favorite movies of all time. So I'll let you guys figure out where the inspiration from this came from. But as many of you know, this is a franchise that has a pretty fun like cross collaboration too. So I'm just going to say that this is not the end of this design here. We have a really fun idea to bring these together. So I just like the way that I look at this kind of stuff is obviously I'm like a big movie nerd with like Star Wars and Jurassic Park and all my Jaws and stuff, Batman stuff or whatever. Like I'm a big movie nerd, but I do want to make sure that whatever we put in the game is cool by itself. So I just feel like the design of this is really cool. So if you know what it is, then maybe it's a little bit cooler. But if you don't know what it is, like the point is like UGG still needs to be good and it needs to be like a cool looking dinosaur. I just felt like this was such a fun concept for a dinosaur that I wanted to go with it. So as you know, we have the water update coming, and so the reason I wanted to share the Cryolophosuchus with you is so that you could see kind of like the evolution of how things are designed and then how they actually make it to the game. And so, yeah, this is what the Mosasaurus is probably going to look like. The boss battle for that, we're designing that now, like the concept for it. It should be totally different than anything you've ever experienced. I think the idea for it is most of the battle is actually going to take place inside of the Mosasaurus because it's going to be so huge. So you're like going to have to fight to get into its mouth and then kind of go down into its stomach and stuff. So I don't want to get too far into that, but it should be a really, really fun and unique encounter. We've been trying to figure out how to bring water dinos to the egg shop so that you can still get them there when they do come. The Mosasaurus is going to be a Titan. The Spinosuchus is not going to be a Titan. It's going to be our first swimming dino. It will be more like the swoop jaw was. So it'll come as a bundle. It'll come to the egg shop. It will be the first swimming type dinosaur. It'll be released with the swimming map, but the Mosasaurus will still be asleep in its cave. So the only way to get the Mosasaurus is going to be through the egg drop, through the boss encounter. But when the Spinosuchus comes to the egg shop, since it's a water dinosaur, we're considering doing some sort of like, going to make like a fishbowl kind of thing for a short time while the egg shop has water dinosaurs in it and stuff. So this is just kind of like a mock-up concept for how we're going to do that moving forward. We may not do it for the Spinosuchus because the Spinosuchus should work on both water and land, but still really fun. You guys already saw kind of like a mock-up of this, but this is the final version of the Beastosaur. So this is fun. This is next week when the Boneyard comes back. We're going to have the Skeledon and the alpha for the Boneyard map, while the Skeledon is there, is going to be the Beastosaur with this cool bone skin. So you will be able to get this bone skin through the alpha. This is not like a bundle exclusive or anything like that. So it'll still be, I think, a 1 in 21 chance of getting this, but you'll be able to get it just by grinding the alpha there. So thought that would be a really fun part of the Boneyard update, is to have that new alpha. Also, as you know, we're getting new pouchies coming, so this is a concept for one of those guys. feel like this is like a really, really fun dinosaur snail that'll sit on your arm. Let's see, do I have the other? Oh, I didn't bring up the other one. We're gonna have multiple different pouches and really gonna have actually like new pouchy systems. But this one's gonna be a standard one. The one that's gonna be in your hut is more like a frog. I think we've may have leaked that, or we'll be leaking it soon. But I'll just go ahead and keep moving. This Pteranodon is actually going to be not rideable. It's going to be like quite a bit smaller, more like the size of an eagle, and it's going to be in your hut. The idea with this guy is that wherever you are on the map, you can basically call to your pet Pteranodon, and he'll come pick you up and bring you back to the hut. So that's kind of the functionality there. Let's see, what else have I got? Oh yeah, here's the Spinosuchus. Like this is still concept art for it. We came up with this earlier because you guys probably already saw leaked the plushie. So we needed to come up with the final design for the plushie to be modeled after. So this is what it looks like in game. You guys hopefully already saw what the plushie looks like. If you don't, it is I think in our sneak peeks of everything. So wanted to tease a little bit of the water map. I don't want to tease too much because it's not set in stone, but there's just kind of some general areas of what it's going to look like. So I'm gonna go through these kind of quickly. These are more like inspiration, quick mock-ups than it is like actually 100% what it's going to look like, but you get the idea. Got a Muglodon jaw for the entrance there, which is kind of fun. And then part of next week's update too is you're going to have some new hot cosmetics that are like all bone themed. And cool thing about these ones is they will be for bones only. So these won't cost you any nugs. So you should be able to check out because it's like bone themed boneyard. We figure might as well sell these ones for bones. So I think that's everything I was going to share today. Just kind of a quick little splat of a bunch of things coming up. So hopefully that's fun for you guys. Stop sharing.
Okay, so that was the end of the leaks. Now here we go on to the questions. So they're just going to be answering a whole bunch of questions and a whole bunch of other stuff.
When is your hat coming back to the shop? Like, you know, the one that's part of your signature outfit? Or is it ever coming back? Because it's pretty unique.
Wait, which hat are you talking about?
The one that you wear as part of your main outfit.
Oh, yeah. That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. We should bring it back sometime soon. I wanted to have that actual dinosaur in the game at a certain point, but I think that's going to be way further down the road. So, yeah, we should get it on there. Let's make sure. It's some weird name dino. I can't remember. Someone asked about it. I think Axolotl asked what it was, and I sent him an image. We did those like that creator chat. Let's see. It's a Styracosaurus. And that's what it's called in game too. I think it's called the Styracosaurus hat. Even though it should be like the Styragosaurus, but so obviously there's so many amazing dinosaurs that we do try to pull inspiration from. Like we really don't need to make up dinosaurs. I don't know if you guys have like really done a deep dive, but there are so many cool dinosaurs out there that are like insane. Like the Cryolophosaurus. That was one that there was a shift in the schedule. I told you guys about the Meta Horizon Plus stuff that got shifted. Also, we wanted to make the Iguanodon be closer to the Boneyard release because it was going to be like that bone design. We had already designed it and it was actually already ready to go. But then we're like, we need to move this. So we're like, what dinosaur should we do in place of the Iguanodon 2 weeks ago? And we were like, dude, this Cryolophosaurus is so cool. It has like this really interesting bone fin on the front of its skull and stuff. It's just, and I never had heard of it before. I'd never even seen it before. So anyways, there's so many cool dinosaurs that we really don't need to make any up. And we'll definitely there's some questions I know that are coming up. So I'll wait to kind of get into what our plans are in the future there.
You want to dive right into the questions?
Yeah, I think let's go for it.
The Green Menace asked, will there be a bundle for the Spinosaurus?
Yeah, for sure there'll be a bundle at launch. So as always, we come out with every dinosaur that has 20 variants. You can, if you have 2,500 nugs saved up, you can always get a Spinosaurus for free by doing 10 days of daily challenges, or saving up from Stonehenge, or just takes 2.5 golden eggs and you got yourself a Spinosaurus. So make sure you save up for it, because it will be coming to the egg shop with a bundle that will be there for 4 weeks. The bundles are always available then and never come back. So if you want that variant, you either have to trade for it, which is very possible to do. The cosmetics you can't trade for. So if you want the cosmetics, that's really the only way to get those cosmetics for your UG. But yeah, it'll have a bundle. We may, depending on timing and a lot of other things, do the same thing we did with the Dragodon and the T-Rex, where we released the main bundle and then we had like a secondary smaller bundle, because we know how much people liked the T-Rex and we knew how much people wanted the Dragodon. So we wanted to make a bundle that was a little bit cheaper. And so that's what we might do with Spinosaurus. There might be 2 like there was, but we're still making plans for that. So at least 1 for sure though.
Well, next question. When is BOGO coming back, and 2 times the egg drop chance?
Yeah, that's a good question. You can see it. I don't think it's on the calendar currently. We have the shop scheduled out like through June. Let's see. No, through May I have it scheduled out. And we have enough stuff coming that we don't have a BOGO coming, a buy one, get one, or buy an egg, get an egg free. So I don't have one for a bit. That doesn't mean we can't change our mind though. Sometimes if like we hit a certain threshold, or if we like just want to do it, we'll change our mind last minute and do a BOGO. So I don't currently have it on the calendar. I think that Meta told us about a summer sale that they're doing, and so we might, if that lines up well, we might do one during that sale, like we've done in the past. But I love those. And then as far as the double drop goes, that one we try to do when there's like nothing else going on in the game. We've had so many updates recently that have we felt like had enough substance to them that we haven't done the double drops. So especially with March Magnus having like really fun stuff going on and user engagement, but we're thinking about doing like double XP weekends and stuff coming up here soon. So stay tuned for that. Nothing official at the moment.
Next question from Junior Simo. Will the March Magnus winner be in the shop and the bundle, or only a bundle? Yeah,
we talked about this one for a long time. We really do feel like we didn't realize what we were getting ourselves into with our intent was never to have the Titans available as a purchasable thing ever. And so, but we realized if that's what you guys want, we want to give it to you. So because of that, when it comes to March Magnus, I think the way that we're going to handle it moving forward is if it's a regular dinosaur that was released as a bundle, or it's a hunter or a tank or a flying dino, we'll probably have it available in Egg Shop as well if it wins March Magnus. But in this case, with it either being a Titan or a Super Titan, it will not be available in the Egg Shop. That said, we do want to make sure that free-to-play players have a chance to get the whatever it is that wins. So we have some things that we might throw in for a short time only for the 2 weeks that the bundle's available. That bundle's only going to be available for 2 weeks, whichever one wins. I don't know which one I want to win, honestly. I picked Triceratops to go all the way in my bracket, so I guess maybe I would pick that one just so my bracket's right, but I'm excited for either of them. Yeah, short answer, only available in the bundle.
Nice. Next question from Muggle. Will you add Dino Roars? And if you do, will they just be for fun, or will they give limited time abilities? I know people ask for this a lot.
Yeah. So there's, I think I might have alluded to this a little bit, and I'm trying to gather like concept art and proper design, game design assets to share this a little bit more like a little bit more clearly with you guys. So I'm only going to say a little bit here, but soon enough, I'll start teasing this idea for like a whole other map that's going to have a lot of stuff. So Dino Training, Evolution, PvP, all that stuff's coming in an entirely different experience. Obviously still at UG, but you'll basically leave Ugtopia to go to this other area to do things like training. That's where the roaring would be taught to your dinosaurs. All dinosaurs will have a dino roar, and they will do at least something. There's a little bit of like, it might be knockback, it might be a little bit of stun. We're not totally sure the implications yet, but it won't just be audio based only.
Okay. And for this next question, I know we just recently did a poll and only like 4% of people said they play with one controller. But TJ asks, will anything ever be added to help people who only have one controller?
I would love to do that. I mean, I know that you can't get past the tutorial without it, and so that's probably the bare minimum of what we need to do. It just breaks a lot of other systems just to do that one thing. That said, I play with one controller all the time, so I'm not totally sure. Like, there's certain things you can't do, but obviously you wouldn't be able to do. Like, it's such a physical game. We want to make that possible, but without fundamentally changing what the game is. It's harder to tackle. So, yeah, it's a very small subset of our players that play with one controller. It's much harder. Like, it's going to make the game not as good for everyone if we accommodate that at 100%. I think the best thing we could do is probably try and isolate like the dino decks to be like switchable to left and right, because then it doesn't affect other players. But like making it so you can fly one-handed or something like that just actually breaks the mechanics of the game.
How come you can't get through the tutorial with one controller? Maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah. At least from what I remember, last I checked, is if you mount the dinosaur, it doesn't actually advance you to the next spot if you don't grab both of the handles.
Oh.
I think we might have. I put in a ticket to fix that a long time ago. I don't know if it ever got prioritized or not. I should circle back to that. But that was the only thing that really prohibited you from playing. But otherwise, technically, you can do a lot.
That's true. Next question. Turks is wondering, what's your favorite dinosaur in real life?
That's a tough one. It changes a lot, but if I had to pick one, I probably would have just go with the Velociraptor. Jurassic Park is just my favorite, and Velociraptor was kind of the hero of that first Jurassic Park movie. And obviously, like Jurassic World too. There's so many cool ones. I think growing up, probably it was the T-Rex. I did like Brachiosaurus though for a long time, because I watched when I was growing up Land Before Time a lot, and I loved Littlefoot and the long necks and everything. And so, but if I had to pick right now, I'd say Velociraptor.
That's cool. I mean, they weren't really the hero of Jurassic Park. They were kind of the villain, but I see what you mean.
No, they saved the day. Well, the T-Rex was the hero, yeah. I just feel like they were like the coolest of the dinosaurs there.
They are. Valzy asks, will there ever be a time in UG where all the maps will be in the game at one time?
Probably not. Unfortunately, it's a performance thing. So I wish that they could be. That said, I kind of like where it's at now, and we're going to be rotating them out a lot more than we have in the past. So, people will be able to experience like these maps. Now the seasonal ones, I guess, are different. So Halloween, Triceratops, and the Christodon, those will be like Christmas and Halloween exclusive. I think the Mosasaurus is going to be probably a summertime exclusive. But maps will be rotating a lot more frequently, so you won't ever really feel like you're not able to play your maps. Like, I know right now that the Boneyard's been closed since, it's been a long time since, like, when was the last time you could play it? November, I think. So yeah, it's been a second.
Next question: will there ever be bundles that come back?
I talked this a little bit earlier. The plan is no, that they would never come back. I don't want to say like definitively no 100% because I didn't think about like somebody had asked me at one point, would Titans ever come to the egg shop or to a bundle? And I was like, absolutely not. But then when we came up with the idea for March Magnus and everyone was like, oh, we want we want to choose it. I was like, man, if that's what you guys want, and we feel like that's, doesn't completely ruin the game. And we feel like while it does maybe bring down the value of a Triskelatops or a Skelemagmon, at the same time, if it's what you guys want and you guys basically voted on it and hundreds of thousands of people vote every single time we have these matchups, and obviously there's a reason for that. Like we don't want to take that away, but we still want to be like, make sure we're not destroying any, like the economy or anything. So our current stance would be no, we're never going to bring back a bundle. Maybe what we could do is bring back like a modification of that bundle, or like a slight variant of that where it's not totally different, but maybe it's different cosmetics, or maybe it's like the skin only. But I don't currently see a reason why we would do that. That said, we didn't even think of March Magnus until like middle of February, and we went for all in like 2 weeks. And so plan is no, but don't hold me to it if that changes someday. It would only be because you guys are asking for it, but I really don't think that would happen. Because we want to honor the fact too that like you guys are buying the bundles with the idea that this is an exclusive item. So we would very likely make some sort of change to it, at least very subtly.
Okay. Fortnighted, how did you guys come up with the name UGG? Which I've also wondered. So great question.
Yeah, and I mean, with a game as kind of big as UGG is, with so many different ideas and with a bigger team, sometimes the answer is like we throw spaghetti at the wall and we see what sticks. UGG was a tough sell. We'd had probably 100 different ideas for names. Did happen to be my idea at one point, and I remember when I first pitched it, I think Biscuit was like, that is it, 100%. So Biscuit is the co-founder of Continuum, which is our studio. So I think he was like, yep, that's the right answer, objectively. But a lot of other people were like, nah, I don't know about that. And especially because it's technically spelled wrong. It should be UGH if you're spelling like UGG. But we were just trying to think of something short that's like caveman-y. We wanted it to be prehistoric, like iconic and recognizable right out of the gate. We wanted people to say it a lot. And honestly, like Meta, we took it to Meta because we meet with them weekly as a studio. And we told them our plan to make it be UGG, and they were like, you should not do that. You definitely can't call it UGG. That's going to be so hard. I'm so glad we did. And it wasn't just them. There's a lot of people like marketing people who are like, you can't market a game if it's called UGG. It's not long enough. It's not recognizable. It doesn't explain what the game is. But I just love that you say UGG. Like you can either just say UGG and you're a caveman instantly. It's so easy to add UGG into like these dino names or March Magnus. I don't know. It's been really fun to play with, and I love the videos that people do that just they use the UGG sound effect that Yum Yum made so long ago, and they've made their own version of like UGG and stuff. It's just there's some really great uses of it. So I'm really glad we did it. It was literally just we had 100 different name ideas, and that's the one that stuck. And I'm so glad it did. It's been really fun. So.
Now I need to know what the runner-up names were.
Yeah, I was trying to think of some. I know we had like, just like Jurassic, like some lame ones like Jurassic VR or Prehistoric Worlds or Dino Jam or so. Like we had like these kind of ones that were not as fun, and they were long too. Because that's what a lot of games out there are kind of long. We were trying to think of something maybe more along the lines of like Gorilla Tag that was a little bit more. Like you could understand what the game was about from the name itself, and then we just were like UGG, and yeah, me and Biscuit loved it right out of the gate, so it stuck.
Cool. Next question from Ginge: Will you make a map based off chickens, and we have to feed a chicken boss, kind of like Wilbur.
We've talked about that a lot. We, for whatever reason, from the very get-go of UGG, we always knew we were going to have dinosaur chickens in it. I don't remember a day where I thought of UGG without the chickens. And it's just kind of been funny to see how prominent they are, because at the end of the day, I'm just like, why are there chickens at all in this game? But I'm so glad there are. So I do think that the chickens, obviously, you guys, hopefully you guys saw the April Fool's Day Krista Dawn variant. That chicken was just meant to be fun, but I do think that there's going to long-term be consequences to the Great Chicken Massacre for when you guys killed 10 million chickens in like 20 hours or whatever it was. That was so insane. So the chickens are not done by any stretch, and they will continue to be more prominent. I think we've got to have a third valley. So we've got, Cow Valley, or Cow Canyon, Pig Valley, and I think we got to have a chicken version of it as well at some point. So, but I also kind of like the idea of like a chicken boss battle where you don't feed it. It's like mad and getting revenge for that massacre. But someday we'll see.
It's hilarious. Shaked wants to know, when can we give our dogs cosmetics?
Yeah, okay, so I've learned a lot from UGG and making UGG, and I think what I realized was I was like, man, we got to have dino dogs, and they're just going to be like these fun little pets. We're going to add them to the huts. It was a lot of work to make them do what they do. Like, it took a lot of dev lift, several weeks of one developer basically dedicated, and then the animation, the design for it, all of these things. Like, it was a lot of work. It may feel like a small update or a small thing, but compared to like even the Triceratops that's in the hut as well, it was way more work to get that dog to do what it's doing. And it still isn't like exactly what I think is perfect. But all of that's to say, I should have thought about the fact that introducing a cute dog in your hut is like so important to so many people that we should have done a little bit more. And I think a lot of people have asked that kind of stuff. I need to name it. I want to customize it. And so I do think there's going to be kind of a revamp of the pets that are coming to your hut. So the pets that we know are going to be in the hut are the Triceratops that's been there for a long time, the dog that's obviously already there, the Perma Pouchy, which is going to be coming soon. I don't know if that's the official name of it or not, but basically there's going to be a Pouchy that works like a locker. I don't know if I've told you this before or not. I've got the designs for it. I should just pull it up. Just give me a second. It shouldn't take me long. It's pretty close. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And, sorry, stand by. Just look through Discord. I should just show you all this stuff. You guys would freak out. Can't do it. It's too much insider information. It's so close. Okay, here we go. Share my screen. Can you guys see this?
Yep.
Okay, so these guys. Oh, I'm gonna close this. Oh, whatever. Okay, here. These guys will open up and they'll hold they'll hold stuff for you so that you don't have to always buy like the Gatling gun. So if you want to put the Gatling gun in it, he'll keep it for you even if you leave. So he stays in your hut. He's quite a bit bigger. He doesn't go in your arm at all. But this is called like a Perma Pouchy or whatever. But so this guy will be a pet in your hut. So you'll have this guy, Triceratops the dog, and that pterodon that will pick you up and bring you back to your hut, basically gets you around the map. So those are the 4 pets that are coming. And I don't even remember what the original question was. Tara, what was the original question? Oh, cosmetics for your
dino, yeah.
Man, I go on such tangents. So the cosmetics for Dino Dog. So those 4 pets will be coming to your huts for sure. I think at some point we'll have a little bit more customization, at least probably names. I don't know about cosmetics, that's a tricky system, but maybe we'll add more variants and we'll allow you to pick between those variants. So whatever dog you get now is like the dog you get, and we didn't come up with the way, and I know the way we can do it, and it won't be that crazy. So I think at the very, very least, you'll be able to name your pets in your huts, and you'll be able to pick which variant you get. And then the same will go with the pouchy, the permanent pouchies, or the frog one that I just showed you, and with the pterodon that's going to fly around and pick you up. So it should be a little bit more than what it is currently. And then going back to my original point is like, if we're going to give you something like dogs, we need to do it right. And so I realized that, like with fishing, I think there's a lot of expectations with how we're going to do our fishing system. And so we are going to make sure and do that right, and not, I don't think you guys will be disappointed with what we have in mind.
All right, next question. Do you ever think that the Chadlodon will get a bundle because it's the only OG dino without one?
Is that right? Is it really the only one? Of all the OG dinos?
Well, they put in
Never had
brackets Beastie, Chompy, Chad, and Rapto, but...
Yeah. I don't know if the Torknash hasn't had a bundle, has he?
Oh my gosh, we need a Torknash bundle. You're right, I don't think it has either.
I feel like it hasn't. I'll have to look through the ones that haven't had it, but that would be fun. So I know there's a question later on, so I guess I won't get into it too much, but we have scheduled out for a long time the bundles that we're going to do. So we want to get a lot more dinosaurs into the game. We have lots of plans for lots of dinosaurs, really honestly almost through Thanksgiving. I think we have most of our bundle dinosaurs picked out. And sadly, none of those Torknash, Chadlodon aren't there. But doesn't mean we won't do them. We pivot based off of what you guys want quite often. We're trying to get a lot of dinosaurs in the game. While we're in early access, we will. Yeah, I'll talk about it more later. I think you've got another question that's kind of related to this. So,
okay.
Hopefully someday.
Random question from Rift. What is your favorite thing to do as the owner of UGG?
I honestly think if I get into a lobby, and the funnest thing is for just nobody to recognize who I am, and I just start to ask some questions, and then slowly reveal that I'm the creator of UGG, and just start talking to the kids. When I do that with people who genuinely are trying to be helpful to other other players, or I meet an influencer, or somebody who's just starting a new channel, or someone who just started playing the game, or someone who's been here since day one. There's just there's so many different ways to encounter unique individuals in the game, and for them to just be excited genuinely in their own way, whether it's because they're creating a channel, or they've been playing with their friends, or they just found out about the game. It's really cool to hear the excitement of people, and it feels very genuine. And I hope to be able to maintain that long term with the game. So yeah, it's super rewarding just to hop in game and meet people. I think that's easily the best part. I also love playtesting with the team. When we're doing early playtests of stuff, and the first time you catch the vision of what you've been trying to talk about for so long. Because I've been traveling so much these past couple of weeks, I haven't even done the Skeleton battle yet. I'm going to be playing it tomorrow for the first time, and the first time I play that with a few other of our devs, or alpha testers, I'm I can't wait for that. So that'll be fun.
Halex asks, could you add equipment to heal when you're not at spawn?
Yeah, that is actually in the roadmap. It's coming. I don't know exactly when. The idea is just basically you'd have a water balloon. It won't heal you. Well, I guess it'll heal you if you throw it on a dinosaur that's lower health, but it will revive a skull if you basically connect the water. It'll splash on it and revive your dinosaur. So that's probably the best way to use it, but I think if you throw it at your dinosaur, it would also fully heal it. So yeah, that's on the map. I'd say it's coming in the next 3-ish months. I'm not sure I'll be able to pull it up quickly, but something like that. Oh, looks like maybe later this month, actually. So, yes. Don't hold me to it. We do change things all the time. So,
of course. Kai asks, what's your favorite update on the roadmap? And will the water dinosaur be in the shop?
we talked about the Spinosaurus. There will be other water dinosaurs, and you saw that mock-up of how we're going to bring those to the egg shop. So, let's see. My favorite update. I'm looking here. I mean, I'm honestly most excited for that second map. That's going to be the biggest update. We'll see where we're at as a game in general and how well everything else is working in the game. There's still a lot of bugs and stuff we're trying to fix, and hopefully you guys have felt like along the way, especially for those who've been there from the beginning, that the game is just getting better and better as time goes on. There's still a lot of those systems that we're trying to dial in, and we have developers working on those to just get them better over time. Our hope is that our 1 year anniversary and this other map and all those bugs will be gone, and we'll have enough dinosaurs in our game to actually get out of early access, which is kind of where we're at now. It's almost like a higher tier beta for those of you who are unfamiliar. But our game is still in early access. We're trying to get out of that. And so all of those things, if they can come together at the right time, I think you'll feel like it's almost like a sequel to the game. Like it's going to be really substantial. Those may not all happen at the same time, because we might be like, hey, we want to do this and we're not ready to get out of early access, or we want to get out of early access and we haven't released this yet, or yeah. Anyways, there's just a lot of different options. But I'm really excited about that, and it's what I'm spending most of my time on right now. Like, luckily, my team, we've gotten really far ahead. Like I said, I think we're through June with like map rotations, bundles, gameplays, boss battles. You know, we're pretty much through summer and on our plans and our roadmap. So I'm spending most of my time trying to game design that whole new experience that's going to be coming later this year.
Ostapop was wondering, is it ever going to be possible to use, ride, or fight with other animals besides dinosaurs?
I think so. I kind of want to have. There's a few different things I want to do. First of all, we have designs already for certain like hybrid types. So, like I back at Christmas, I went on a cruise and I caught an iguana, and I got like a scar, if you can see it on my wrist. Anyways, I got cut up by an iguana. But I caught the iguana, and it was just like such a dinosaur. I was holding it in my hands, and I was really excited. And I was like, "Oh, I gotta be able to make a giant iguana in the game." So different than the iguanodon. So the iguanodon is a real life dinosaur that has the big thumbs and is, you know, from the movie Dinosaur, and pretty common dinosaur. But the iguana would be an iguana-inspired dinosaur. So we have things like that are going to be coming. I also do think we're going to have a hammer shug. I think is what we're calling it, or I can't remember the exact name. But like, there's going to be a hammerhead shark that you can that'll be like the dinosaur version or the ugified version. So a hammerhead, an iguana, those animals will be kind of just like in the game at some point. They'll probably still be hunters and tanks and swimming dinosaurs. The other thing I want to do, this is still just concept, so I don't know if we'll be able to do it, but I would love the idea, is having like giant Ugs that are like maybe a little bit older and like not as intelligent or something, like just kind of like these archaic Ugs that are, you know, giants that you can ride on top of Ugs. So like, think of an Ug riding on top of a giant Ug. I don't know. That idea just seems really fun to me. So, iguanas, hammerhead sharks, a crocodile as well is going to be probably coming to the game at some point. So we do have ideas to bring real world ones in. But like I was saying earlier, there's so many like just amazing dinosaurs. Also, especially when you get into water dinosaurs, that it's going to be really hard to pick, and we can only do so much, right? Like we're already doing one dinosaur a week, which sounds like so many. And it is, but even in a year, that's only 52 dinosaurs if we totally stick to that. So, and there's so many different ideas out there and so many different dinosaurs. So, yeah. Anyways, I don't remember what the original question was, but hopefully I answered the question.
Other animals besides dinosaurs, and I feel like it's a missed opportunity to not add something where you find something like a piece of meat, but it's not something special. You feed it to the chicken, and it either grows really big or really small. And if it grows really big, you can ride it. That was randomly something I thought of when you were talking. I love the chickens.
Oh yeah, I agree. Right. I agree with that.
Next question is from McNugget. What are the developers' plans for expanding the game as it grows? Which you have touched on a bit. This game is growing at a very fast rate, and knowing how the devs will respond to this growth would be nice to know.
Yeah, and I think what we'll do probably later this month, I did that big roadmap of the entire year, and it was very high level. I didn't get into very much. But my guess is that later this month, I'd love to kind of have a Q&A like this where I really probably for the majority of the time go over my ideas for this second map and the experience that'll be there. It'll have mining, it'll have evolution, it'll have PvP, it'll have training, dino training. So it has all these things in it, and I want to kind of get into detail about how those maps will work and how spawning in there will work, because it is different, but it'll feel very UGG, and we won't be touching the current Uggtopia model as well. So you'll have both of those worlds. You can kind of bounce back and forth, and they'll complement each other really well. Like you'll still want to grind for eggs and bones and nugs in Uggtopia and socialize there and trade there. But then for like this next tier, a little bit more complicated and difficult experience for people who have been playing in Uggtopia for so long, you'll have this kind of like extended version of the game that has a little bit more lore, a lot more functionality, but then the stuff that you're doing and training and prepping for there, you can still bring back down into Uggtopia, and so it should be really like a really cool experience. So that is right now we're pulling off one of our devs to work on that as soon as he wraps up the Boneyard stuff, and so we're cranking on that. We have a very small team, so we only have 3 full-time devs, and Ogathel, who's our QA master, and he helps with a lot of just balancing and running the alpha and beta programs and everything. But that's it. Other than that, it's Tara and Yum Yum that do help with like game design and ideas and everything. But actually implementing those things, we really rely heavily on those 3 devs to get everything in the system. So we're still a small team, and we've considered expanding. But I think we're going at a rate as fast as we can right now to bring things in a healthy way. If that's wrong at any point, we'll do our best. But sometimes bringing on new people can make things slow down more than speed up, at least for a short term. And I don't want to do that quite yet. So we're just dead sprint as much as we can until we get out of early access, I think.
Makes sense. Next question, Swashbuckling Buccaneer. Are we getting a Balrog fusion? Also, hi Tara, I love your emus. Please shout me out. I thought that was funny. I had to add that.
Yes, I love those emus. It's like my favorite part of when we meet every day. She has them on in our meetings as well, so they're the best. I mean, they're basically like the best real world dinosaurs, to be honest. So question was, wait, what was the question? I got distracted by the emus.
Are we getting a Balrog fusion?
Oh, yeah, I have some ideas for that. My goal is to make every dinosaur have a fusion at some point, so I can't see a world where we don't have that. But I also have to be really careful because it is a flying titan, and so it's just a little bit trickier to know how we introduce that into our game, whether we have like a super flying titan and we have to wait till we have like a flapdoor Balrog hybrid, or if we do it more like how we have like the terror, the Shelodactyl, where it was a tank and a flying dinosaur hybrid. So I'm trying to figure that out before I pull that trigger, and most likely what will happen is we'll do that once we have reintroduced the Balrog, like, because the Balrog will go away, and then we'll kind of like improve the map a little bit, bring it back. When we bring it back, that would be a good time, I think, to have a Balrog fusion now, especially because you guys will have already had the chance to get a Balrog the first go. So, yeah, the short answer is most definitely at some point.
All right, next question from James. How many dinosaurs is this game planning to have, or will it never stop having dinosaurs?
Yeah, well, I would love to just keep being able to add dinosaurs. We feel like 100 is a pretty good number to slow down at that point, so we will slow down the dinosaurs for sure. That said, there's still a lot of dinosaurs we want to get into the game. We just don't want to make it, crazy where we're just always adding them, so you guys don't feel like you can ever get one of each of the dinosaurs that are out there, at least. Especially for players who haven't played for a long time. So my guess is that once we get to 100, that'll be a pretty substantial benchmark. I wanted to get to 100 before we did our proper launch out of early access. That was one of the things I was talking about earlier. I just don't think mathematically we're going to get there because we're currently at 37, I think, maybe 38. And we can only add about 50 a year max. And so we're still over a year out before we get to 100, which sounds like a lot. It is a lot. So I think long term, 150 is probably where we go to. I love Pokemon. That's obviously a huge inspiration for how we've done this game. And I think that they, like with Blue and Red, I think that number was a really good number. So, but I also feel like 100 might be enough too, so probably sprint to 100 and then really slow down for the next 50, maybe take a year or two to get to that 150, and then at that point we've got some ideas about how to take it to another level and kind of do some things different. Plus that second level that we're going to talk about and introduce, that's going to have a whole other way to get a whole bunch, so it'll introduce a lot more dinosaurs that aren't currently available in the game.
Awesome. Greg was asking, have you ever considered making accessories for our dinos, like hats, shirts, etc.? I have also pitched this idea. I think it's great.
Yes, and I love it too, and I want to do more. Right now, the game is not running at the frame rate that we'd like it to, even on the Quest 3 or the Quest 3S. So we just can't right now. Each one of they're called draw calls. That's way more technical than it needs to be. But for every single thing we introduce into the game, it adds a draw call. So I really was pushing hard to get to get dinosaur sneakers. I felt like that would be the funnest thing ever. It was going to add 4 more draw calls per dinosaur. And so if you have 8 people with 8 dinosaurs, all with custom sneakers, whatever 8, it'd be over 50 additional draw calls per lobby, essentially, even if you don't have those, just because you need a spot to be able to put them, because the feet would basically be the default. Right now, the feet don't have a separate draw call. So anyways, performance-wise, we're pretty tapped. We talked about that early on, whether or not we would want to customize the Uggs or the dinosaurs more. And at least when we first launched the game, we felt like the custom colors were enough. And then the armor was a kind of a unique way to sort of have cosmetics. That said, I would highly recommend that if you don't have whatever wins March Madness, you should probably try and get it, because there's going to be a little sneaky, temporary fun cosmetic for the winner. That's all I'll say. I don't know if I was supposed to leak that. Sorry guys if I ruined the surprise.
You didn't say what's really going to happen, so it's fine. That's pretty vague.
Okay.
A couple of questions from chat. One of which I just always wonder. I probably have asked, but are we getting smooth turning? Because all we have is snap turning and win.
Yeah. That is coming. We have a revamp of the entire menu system at some point that we're going to be going into. So that's when we would do it. That's probably also when we would properly add the one-handed support and a few other things that we've been planning on for a while. It's hard because that would be basically the entire update would be a new menu, and it's just not nearly as exciting as a new Boneyard. So we're trying to keep them exciting, and at some point we can do both. And I think we're getting to where we could start doing both types of updates, but another month or two until our devs get caught up with all of that.
That would be awesome. Because me and Yum Yum were filming the other day in the Balrog area, high up on that little ledge that span like the bridge that goes across, and I had to stand on the very, very edge so that he could fling me, and I had to keep turning in real life and not snap turning, because when you snap turn, it like sends you a little bit. I don't know if it sends you a little bit flying or if you just get disoriented, but I was standing up there terrified. Oh my gosh, I can't snap turning. Anyways, another question from chat: will there ever be crafting in the game?
There will be, not in like the traditional way, but there will be like crafting of dinosaurs. So short term, yes. Short answer is yes, but it'll be kind of unique to UG. We're trying to introduce systems like that are more complex, but I think that we have a pretty good, especially with like what UG is at its core, that makes it unique, and I think you guys will enjoy it. So that's part of what I would probably go into a little bit more in the Q&A about that new world, for sure. So great idea though.
And then another one also I'm curious about: will there ever be a way to tell the difference between a bundle egg and a regular egg? Because currently you just can't tell. Yeah,
and that's intentional. You're not supposed to be able to tell. I know that's kind of like that makes it tricky for somebody who wants to engage in trade and everything. But we wanted there not to be any sort of difference, and so. But I've heard the reasoning for it, and I get it. The short answer is I don't think we'll do that, but if enough people want it, then we're always open to changing our mind, especially in early access phase when we're trying to figure everything out.
Okay. Casper was wondering, will there ever be special abilities for certain dinos? For example, a Balrog could shoot a fireball if you press one of the trigger buttons.
Yeah, 100%. That'll be part of dino training. So there'll be like the base level training that all dinosaurs can roar. All dinosaurs will be able to like sit, roll over, do fetch. I won't say all the things, but those will kind of be like the for sure ones. But then there's going to be dino specific training that will be done. So Balrog the training for that would be for sure to either spew like lava or spew a fireball. So there will be dinosaur specific, and I think I've mentioned this on a Q&A, or maybe not, but the training will have dinosaur specific and then class specific, and then like there'll be there'll be general ones that are for all dinosaurs. Then there'll be like hunter specific training that you can do. So all hunters will be able to train to do a certain thing, and all gliders will train to do another thing, and all swimmers will train to do something else. And then you'll have like the Mosasaurus will do something specific, and the Balrog will do something specific, and the Dilophosaurus will spit acid, and things like that are like very specific to the dinosaur. And not all dinosaurs necessarily will have those, but ones like the Balrog would. So good question.
Awesome. And then Scarlett was saying, will the water map be a boss fight? And we know that it will. Is there anything more that you could say about that?
Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, the water map, it'll have a lot of exploration areas. Like we're considering doing something that's a little more diverse, especially with like how cool underwater is in general. We'll have kind of more diverse areas that you can explore, so it'll feel more complete as when it releases. Like the flying map, I love the flying map. We were rushing to get through that, especially with the Christmas season and everything. We were trying to get something out there for you to fly around in. But at the end of the day, you know, we want this map to really, really be fun all by itself without a boss battle. That said, within the swimming map, there will be a boss battle cave that will have the Mosasaurus kind of either sleeping in it or like not in its cave, and then you'll battle it, and then he'll actually almost feel like his own map, because like I said, the plan is to go inside of him as part of the boss battle. So it'll be like a section of the swimming map that's not available until that battle comes out a couple of weeks after the first version of the map is released.
All right. Jack in chat was asking, can we buy bigger huts eventually, like a 2-story hut, or if we want more space?
Yes, I love that idea, and that was for sure our plan from the beginning. We're still at the limitations of the devices, so we're pushing those. There are some big things that are on us that we can try and fix, that we hope to fix at some point. Well, it's not fix; it's more like the performance things that might optimize the game in general. If we can get those, and it does make a huge difference, then we might be able to add that kind of stuff. I love that idea. I think it's great. It's the same thing with that draw calls thing that I was saying. So it's like we have to decide: do we want a 2-story hut, or do we want a hut that can have a permapouchy? Those are the things. Especially because with huts in particular, you can see them from much further away on the map. Whereas with like the dog and the Triceratops, we kind of we turn those off when you get to a certain distance to not see them, or at least have a version of them that's very simple. Anyway, so I love the idea though, and I hope so. Maybe when we all get Quest 5s, if that ever is a thing, we'll have like triple story huts and like 50 pets and all kinds of stuff. 20-player lobbies.
That's 5. Officer Dan was saying, how will Dino Evolutions work? I don't know how much you can say about that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say too much. I'll hold that off for when I give like kind of the deep dive into the next phase of UG, or the next map that'll be coming to UG. What I will say for now is that it'll probably feel in some ways similar to Fusion, but it's going to have a lot more pieces coming together. So your dino level will need to be more specific, which dinos you put together, and then you'll also need to go out and collect like I don't know what to call it right now, like an evolution orb kind of is but there's a whole component to that's going to be unique. So I'll explain all of that in the future, but it should be cool. And I guess one thing that people have asked me that I can share is it would be a completely separate dinosaur. So if you were to say evolve an Uglosaur, it won't be like a variant of an Uglosaur. It will be like a completely different dinosaur. So you can still have all 20 Uglosaurs, and then like one version of the evolved Uglosaurus Max or whatever, Uglosaurus Rex. That's the evolved version of it. So it will be a different page on the Dino Dex entirely.
Okay.
We're at time. I've actually got to run here pretty soon. But any other final questions that you have there that you really wanted to ask from the group, or did we get through most of them?
I have gotten through all of the questions that I had submitted earlier to you, but there's one more in chat that I think I've asked before and I'm also like seeing, and it's about the stash. Will there ever be a way to like stash things for the next time that you play?
Yeah, that's the frog that I showed earlier. Is that what you mean, the permapouchy? Is that the same system that you're talking about?
Yeah, I guess so, because it'll stay, right? And if you log back in, it'll still be there?
Yeah, as long as you put it back in before you log off. So if you take it out, the current plan is like once you've taken it out, you need to put it back in before you log off. That said, we might make it so that whatever the last thing you put in just always stays there. I kind of want to see that gameplay first and see if that's intentional or not, because it would suck, especially if like your headset ran out of battery while you're in the middle of something, you just lose it because you didn't put it back in, and it seems like a little bit like monotonous to have to go all the way back. So we're just still deciding that, but yeah, the idea is I have a golden Gatling gun. I put the golden Gatling gun inside of my frog pouchy in my hut. I come back the next time to play, and I can pull out one Gatling gun. So you'll have to pick what it is that you store, but your favorite weapon or something you got from somebody else, it will work too. You know, if you don't have the Gatling gun unlocked, but somebody gives it to you, make sure you store that, because that's one way you can have it all the time. So it should be pretty cool. Awesome. Anyways, I've got to run, but always, this is so great. This is one of my highlights, guys. So I appreciate you guys all showing up for this. Hopefully it's good information for you guys. Hopefully you're excited about it. I know there's a lot of cool games out there to play. I appreciate, seriously, like from the bottom of my heart, appreciate you guys showing up to the game, showing up to these to the Discord, supporting us. You know, give us your ideas. We're trying our best to make the game better at all times, and it really means the world to me that you guys love our game so much. So thank you from the entire team, and I'm gonna hop off, but I'll leave it to Tara and Yum Yum. So thanks, guys.
If you guys like that Q&A, comment down this emoji so I know that you stayed for this long. And if you stayed for this long, thank you very much. That helps me. And that also helps you to know what's coming in this game. Like, yeah. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you get notified whenever I post anything. Don't forget to join this fan code on screen right now, 79218. I'm in there all the time. Have a good day.